Thank you. Digital persuasion. So this is a chance, hello Ashley, to ignite our influence, okay? Your influence, and that you have on your customers, your audience, anybody and everybody, okay? So, you know how sometimes it can kind of feel like blood, sweat, and tears when we think of a post and we think like we craft it and we spend so much time on it, and it's work, guys. I mean, look, like we take like, I don't know how many, like when I do my makeup and take photos, sometimes I take like 50 to 150 photos. I'm just all over the place just to get like one or two that I'm actually happy with, right? And then we erase all of them. Or if you're like me, you're a collector and your phone's about to, you know, set on fire because there's like 35,000 photos. It's kind of ridiculous. I suggest that maybe you not follow my suit and actually delete them. Okay, so, you know, like we're not on social media, so it can just rain likes, okay? We're way past that, guys, okay? We are there to level up. We are there to work smarter, not harder, right? Okay, so what we need to do is we need to realize what our persuasion is in our digital business, our social business, okay? So for instance, some really cool facts here. Did you know that we are 34 times more persuasive in person than online, right? So think about this. I just saw this. If you are persuasive online already and you have one follower, one team member, one client, okay? You're doing that. And imagine how much better you would be in person, okay? So that's what we're going to talk about today too, is we are going to type like we talk, okay? So let me ask you, what is the least persuasive word? Does anybody know? Anybody? Least persuasive word, like in the English language. I know it's Saturday. I know it's probably even like dinner where you guys are. So just give you a minute if you want to like try and take a stab at it. If not, like I said, catch the replay. I'm going to go into this in a minute. So, the least persuasive word is I. I thought it might have been no or can't, but it's I. You know why I is least persuasive? Because it's making it about you. It's not making it about them. And when you think about it, this business, our business that we're in, actually makes it, hey Cheryl, makes it about, we want to make it about them. We always talk about features and benefits and stuff. And like benefits are like, you know, what can a product do for somebody? What can the opportunity do for somebody? What can booking a party and affiliate do for somebody? I mean, there you go. So, you know, the opportunity, and can give them, you know, security and kind of freedom and, you know, some cash in life, right? And a sisterhood. You know, booking a party, get some free makeup. It can give them free makeup, right? Where am I getting distracted? Because I'm a squirrel. Okay, so stuff like that, okay? So I is the least persuasive, okay? Followed by we, me, or our, okay? So did you know that for like 40% in real life, we use those words, I, we, me, my, our, okay? We use about 40% in life. Did you know that when we go into what is called kind of selfie mode, okay? There's something I need to look up. She called it ode mode. I didn't get the whole thing, but there's a scientific thing and I'll post that after, okay? And we go into selfie mode. And when we get on social media, guess what? That 40% of I, me, we, our, and me, we, our, yes, and my goes up to 80%. It doubles, guys, okay? Whereas in person, we tend to use a 40%. Okay, so we need to knock that down a notch. So how do we do that, okay? So we need to type like we're in selfie mode, talking about us, okay? So we need to remember that persuasion is personal. If it's personal, we want to get to know more, okay? If it's not personal, and unless people are your friends, your family, close friends, like, you know, like the general public, they don't really care. They care about what it's going to do for them. They don't really care about our lives or what's going on, right? They tend to scroll. I mean, how many times do we scroll past a post, right? Because it hasn't gripped our attention, okay? So we need to expand who is in focus, okay? And realize that we need to type like we talk, okay? And we need to make sure that language comes across really clear, because our potential recruit, yesty customer could be the one that is in our focus, okay? Or that's within our focus range, okay? So we need to type more like we talk. Okay, so you also want to make sure that you're imitating who you are in real life. Okay, so you're not gonna be here all the time, like no scripts, don't do scripts. You want to be genuine. Make sure that you rewrite things to sound like you. That's so important, guys. Okay, you want to imitate who you are in real life. If you're not going to talk like you're typing in front of a person that you're talking to, don't put it up, okay? When I talk to people in real life, yes, I call them lovely. Guess what? When I reach out in Messenger, when I talk to people on social media, I call them lovely, okay? I don't call people usually by their first name, okay? That's just how I talk. That's not how you talk. That's maybe not how any of you talk, but that's how I talk, okay? And that's what works for me, okay? We want to use language towards our audience, okay? So how are they feeling? So I'm going to use the word you know, pushing that out to you, our audience. You is the audience, okay? So how are you feeling? Are you ready to rock? Hope you're feeling fresh today, right? It's not, oh, I'm feeling fresh today, or I'm ready to rock, or I'm feeling so good, right? Because as soon as we get into the I, me, we lose people. But if we direct it to our audience and just use a little change in our language and make it into a you, make it into a them, you and them, okay? Hey, Caroline, how are you? Then we're going to reach our audience so much better, okay? So you want to show you, type them. Show you for who you are. I mean, the phrase fake it till you make it, it's not a fabulous one. I prefer faith it till you make it, okay? So you want to show you want to show your brand, you want to show how, the genuine person that you are. You don't want to try and be anybody else, okay? But you want to type them. You want to type to them and show them what it can do for them, okay? So think about the times when you're most inspired to share. You're typically, like, you're not really down in the dump. You're not sad. It's when you're excited, you feel good, happy, and guess what? It doesn't feel like work, okay? So think of the times that you're excited to share and get on there and do it and talk, show you, but type them, okay? So now we're going to go to the pub. Okay, so what does pub stand for? Write this down. Personal, because you guys, I'm going to be putting slides in the group and kind of some wording and explaining and showing you guys how we learned how to kind of like redo a post in kind of a pub type sequence, which is amazing, okay? So pub, personal, useful, and brief. Now, I think you guys have heard me talk about before. I always think, and I've always felt that people that like, I can't assume that everybody's like me, but me personally, let's talk about me personally. I am not on social media to read the encyclopedia or somebody's novel. I will do a post, a longer post, okay? I'll do that occasionally, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's you, then that's fine. But I'm always better at making a post brief. I get better reach. I get better reaction to that typically. Because me personally, like, I'm a squirrel. If I don't, if it doesn't grip me in like 10 seconds, not even, like less than the time of a goldfish, then I am scrolling by it, okay? So personal, how are we going to do this? So first off, did you know that you have 10 words to stop the scroll? 10 words to grab somebody's attention, to stop that scroll. So think about the sentences that we use. I was feeling so great today. I'm ready to rock. I'm feeling so that's got 2 eyes in it right there, right off the bat. I just literally pulled that out of a hat, okay? 2 eyes. That's like your 10 words right there, and you've already got 2 eyes. You already lost a lot of your audience because you've made it about you, about us, right? It needs to be made about them, okay? So I'm going to post an I slide after and just kind of show you what it looks like when there's a post, and then when all of those words are taken out except for I, me, my, all of that fun stuff, okay? And I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's pretty crazy when you see it. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to max preview your power, because if not, within 10 words, you've lost them, okay? Now, here's some magic phrases, let's say, and, you know, they do not fall under the words. Get rid of these words, I, me, my, and our, okay? So useful, for instance, okay, so magic phrases, I will write those after too. It would be like, have you ever, and really like, and then you kind of go, have you ever thought about, what it would feel like not to sit in traffic, 7 a.m. on a Monday morning and have to go to work, right? That's directing it to your audience. Once again, I just pulled that off the top of my head. There's more examples, but that's kind of like, yeah, you know what? How many people would be able to relate to that because they sit in traffic on Monday morning going to work, sometimes to a job that they don't like, okay? But when you say, have you ever wondered, then you're putting that out to them and you're having it resonate with them better, okay? So, for instance, let's take a picture. Picture a guy in your mind, like total Instagram guy, the guy that sits there with his shirt off, has like the 8-pack, he's got the his arm up with like the weight in his hand, and he's like, yeah, I went to the gym today or whatever, right? Like, well, no, duh. No, of course, like Jim went to the gym. Okay, thank you for that. Like, that's a pretty obvious post, right? But what she wanted to focus on in that post, so picture this guy at the gym is kind of like, no pook Sherlock, right? Like you're at the gym, you obviously like the gym because you have like a 12-pack, right? Obviously you put some work in, so we know that. We're gonna take the duh out of it. So what do? So what we don't see is things like, okay, so we see that Jim, let's call him Jim. Jim has a 12-pack, okay? His mission is accomplished. For a lot of people, mission is accomplished. If they can get to where he is a 12-pack, the mission is accomplished. What does he do to keep carrying on that mission or keep going and moving forward? Because to some people, that mission's accomplished. He's in great shape, right? He's like your poster child for like, any gym, right? But what people don't know is maybe he can offer some suggestions like what motivates him to get to the gym? How does he get to the gym every day? Well, what we don't know about Jim is that he sleeps in his gym clothes. So instead of having to get up, get dressed into gym clothes, that cuts out time, that cuts out something that he has to do in the morning, right? And this is how he keeps going to the gym. This is what keeps him going to the gym, okay? So that's something that specifically happened, okay? And then we move on to brief. So brief is about landing the plane. I'm a squirrel. I hear from Stu all the time. He's a very red-green personality. Bottom line, he's like, Tiff, I love you, but get to the point. Okay, we got to land the plane. We got to learn when to land the plane, okay? We don't dance around. We want to dive in. So it's either A or B. So, our brains can't help but comment on an A or B, right? So, using posts like that. And like I said, I have slides. I'll explain that after as well, too. And also another thing to remember, too, is you want to remember that the messages that you're sending are moment makers, okay? They're not just messages. So be intentional about the messages that you are sending, okay? And also remember, ladies, that, your business is going to change and people will cheer for you. But there's some people that won't. And you know what? It's going to be a lot easier for you to just kind of go back to her, that person that, wasn't set out with intentions every day or wasn't, was doing their business like the other way or whatever, something that wasn't working. It's going to be easier to go back into habits, right? Because really everybody loves when you succeed. Actually, Stu told me this a long time ago. He's like, people love when other people succeed unless they're doing better than them. A lot of people, right? Not everybody. But that's where you're going to have people that cheer you on and some that don't. Some are going to kind of be haters, right? And that's going to be like when it's easy to just kind of sulk back and go back into our own habits. But we can't do that. It's easier to go back to her. But honestly, ladies, don't play small. Level up. Let's stop playing small. Let's, reach for those dreams, make them reality, okay? So your three key learnings from this basically is kind of what I want you to take note of is remember that persuasion is personal. Okay, type like you talk, okay? Having a conversation with somebody. If you're talking to somebody, most of the time, it's not going to be I, me, yes, or my, right? Because then a lot of people don't really want to talk to you, right? If you're talking to somebody that makes it all about them, kind of gets tiring a little quick, right? So type like you talk and make it about them. And then show genuine you, but like I said, type them and communicate to them. So that is one of the trainings that we had today. Blew my mind. Love Erin King. She's incredible energy. And so we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this. I am going to post slides in the next day or so of, examples of keeping it like personal, keeping it useful, and keeping it brief. Okay, so keep an eye out for those, and that'll explain it a little bit more as well too. But I wanted to hop in here and share that with you guys because it was incredible. She gifted us with her book, which is amazing. I can't wait to read it. I'm actually like in my room just gonna start reading now. There's a pool party, but I'd rather do this. So I hope you guys learned something from that hashtag replay. If you didn't catch it, if you have any questions, let me know. But it was an incredible training, and I hope that was of some value to me because it was like, wow, to me. Okay, so have a good day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.